focus is fitness. Fitness is freedom. So this is about mental fitness. Focus is a muscle, right?
Yep.
Some of us are a little flabby from distractions, but when you train your focus and you learn to direct your attention with intention, you unlock some of your superpower, right?
Yep.
So you're not wasting your motion, your movement. There's less clutter, and it allows you to be more productive. It's basically freedom.
Yeah, and this emerges out of the life of an ADHD person, where focus is the perennial, lack of choice, right? The ADHD people like myself, we either have hyper-focus or hypo-focus, but we don't necessarily have control over it. So it's not a focus disability. It's not that we can't focus. It's more that we don't have control over focus.
So maybe explain hyper versus hypo.
Hyper means you're like super focused.
Yeah.
Right? So I've been super focused for 30 years on the same thing because I'm so enamored by it. I'm just so curious about it.
Yeah.
But for example, if you said, could you read this thing on something that I had no interest in at the time, like scheduling things or mailing letters, for example.
Meaning you don't have the ability to move your focus to that.
It would be very difficult because I don't always have control over what I'm focused on. And I'm not saying this just for ADHD people. I'm saying this principle comes out of a world where I have struggled with focus.
Yeah.
Both hyper-focus and hypo-focus, right? Because hyper-focus has its own challenges, right? If you have a job that isn't based on what you're hyper-focused on, that becomes really problematic, right? Like when I was younger and I didn't have as much control over the job, when I had to do this, even though I was focused on this, that's a real problem, right?
Well, it's also a real problem if people don't understand that this hyper-focus can be a gift and a strength. You know, like so early on when we were first married, you would be hyper-focused on something. I would come and I'd bring you a coffee or have something to say, and you just were not able. Yeah, you're not able to take your focus. And in the early days, I was like, well, what? You're not going to give me your attention, exactly. Right? Remember? I was like, well, I'm standing right in front of you, right? But then I started to understand your brain and how that was working. I'm like, oh, this is part of your gift, is that you're hyper-focused, so I will just honor that. Yeah. And then the truth is, then when you're off, when you're finished with that, you can give me all of your attention.
That's right.
Right? Which I deserve, obviously.
Exactly. So, I think if you, again, a lot of these combine with each other. So focus is freedom. Mm-hmm. The more you focus, the more freedom you have. A lot of these things can combine with each other. Yeah. So focus is a form of fitness, right? If you can dial in your focus, it's a form of mental fitness. Yes. And that fitness is freedom. Yes. And I mean that again, fitness in the physical realm, fitness in the cognitive mental realm, mental fitness, motivational fitness, emotional fitness. Those are all forms of fitness. Yes. And fitness in this case means fittedness. How much can you fit to the situation you're dealing with? So that is essentially analogous with adaptivity. Are you able to adapt to whatever the situation throws at you, which again goes back to loving reality, right? The reality is the situation I'm in. Yeah. Smarts fundamentally is how much can I adapt to the situation that I'm in? Yes. So it kind of brings in all the different things we've been talking about, right? I mean, Carhartts and cufflinks and all these kinds of things, or Vitruvian, different situations in different realms of life or different scenarios are going to be different. How much adaptive fitness do you have? Right. Fundamentally, what systems thinking does is it gives you adaptive fitness. Yes. It gives you the ability to adapt and fit to whatever situation you're dealing with. Yes. And that's important in the mountains. It's important in the workplace. It's important in family. It's important with kids more than anything because they make you adapt more than anything because you love them so much. Yeah. And they're crazy. And they go through lots of crazy periods. And, so I mean, this is separate from all this, but it's like we have been so hoodwinked by traditional definitions of intelligence.
Yes.
As if it's like this static thing that you either have or that you don't.
Yeah.
Because you can solve a logic problem or like a puzzle. Who cares?
Right.
The most important form of intelligence, the one that we all actually in practice think is truly intelligence, is the ability to adapt. To be smart means to adapt to situations.
Yeah.
And the more situations you can adapt to, the more diverse your smarts are.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And the more you'll succeed.
And the more you'll succeed, situationally. So you can be smart in one area and not smart in another.
Yeah.
You can be smart on one day and not smart on the next. We're all aware of that, right? So
every once in a while, I'm like,
and you can be one of the smartest people in the world and still do dumb things because you're not adapting to the situation, right?
Right.
And that this explains intelligence so much better than our rudimentary, stereotypical forms of intelligence.